Hey, what's up, B's and G's? Happy Homebrew Wednesday. What's going on? Yeah, I thought I'd pop in here, trying to fulfill one of my 2021 New Year's resolutions, which is to shoot more video, be more active, be more proactive. I don't know, be more active. Proactively being more active, right? Wife picked me up a new sign. Pretty cool. So, what is that delicious looking beverage, you might ask? Yeah. Looks like I need more lighting in here. Anyway, this is my latest New England IPA. And this was fermented under pressure using my new fermenter, which is a Firmzilla. And my brother actually picked it up for me for Christmas. And so it took me, about a month to get my pressure fittings for it, because I tried to order them on Amazon and kind of got worked over. I don't think they ever actually shipped. So I tried again. It was 3 weeks in or so, and I said, okay, I'll try again. I let it go for 2 weeks, and there was no activity on tracking, so I said, screw it. And I got them from More Beer, and I had them within a couple of days. So what was I thinking? I don't know. Anyway, this is a pretty simple malt bill, but I did something a little bit different. And I actually have some brew day footage, so I'm going to throw that on, and then kind of get the gist of what I did to make this beer. And then I didn't really talk too much about the fermentation, so I'll jump back on after the brew day, and we can go over that. So enjoy this little bit of footage, whatever I've got. I don't even remember. I'll slap it together, piece it together here, and you guys can watch it. All right, see you in a few minutes. Happy Homebrew Brew Day? Wednesday? Okay. What's up, everybody? Got a messy brew house today, but it's a little chilly. Got the garage door closed. The burner and my kettle are outside heating up some strike water. And I'm doing something a little bit different today, a little experimental. I'm actually going to be doing a hazy IPA, and I'm using some quick creamy wheat. It's Farina, if you guys are familiar with that. It is enriched, and the only thing that I found in the ingredients is that it's enriched with a little bit of iron, so I don't think that's going to screw things up too much. I don't know. Maybe it'll taste rusty. Who friggin' knows? Did some research on Farina, or brewing with creamy wheat, and it doesn't look like a lot of people have done it, or at least they don't talk about it on the internets. So I'm going to give it a shot and see if it'll bring some haze. I'm out of, usually use malted oats, but I'm out of those. So I decided I was gonna, I've been hanging on to this, and I know the kids won't eat it. I got it for nothing. So I figured, why not crack it, bang it into a beer and see what happens. So I'm doing the creamy wheat, and I'm also doing some flaked oats, and the rest is 2-row and just like a little bit of carapils and a little bit of white wheat that I had left over, just unmalted white wheat, just to throw a little bit extra something in there. So yeah, 11-gallon batch. It could go totally south and I lose a bunch of malt and hops, or it could be the next best thing. So I'm going to jump off of here and get these grains milled up. I'll come back when I'm mashing and try to keep y'all updated through the day. We'll see how it goes. See how many interruptions I have. Anyway, cheers. See you soon. I'll be back. Alright, we are filling the mash tun. So I do a, if you guys haven't seen this, it's a brew bag, and I use this so that I can do, it's easier than a manifold for me. I don't get any stuck sparges or anything like that, and it allows me to do a super fine crush, so that's pretty cool. So if you're interested what the farina looks like, it's almost, it's not quite flour, but it's very fine. So that should be interesting. I think if I didn't have this, oh, I'm gonna kill this pump. If I didn't have this brew bag, I wouldn't do this. So if you are gonna, if this works and you guys want to try it, you'll want to probably use a brew bag to mash in with it. So anyway, I gotta get this dough in. Let's do it. Probably check the temperature. Okay, so it's about 174, which is about right, because I lose right around 20 degrees, maybe a little bit more, when I dough in. So let's go ahead and get started. Got 20 pounds of grain in this, 20 pounds of base grain, I should say. Most of it. Here comes the rest. Boom. Get these suckers good and incorporated. Alright, so I ran out of space on that camera I was using, so I had to switch over to the phone here, but didn't get to see the first part of the runnings, but anyway, it's looking okay. A little bit of haze action going on. I wouldn't say it's like substantially hazy, like not as hazy as I usually get from the malted oats, but hey, you know, can't complain. So we're collecting off our first runnings. I've got the sparge water going. The mash temp was actually a little bit higher than I expected, which I was kind of surprised by. But mashed at 154, 155. So anyway, that might leave a little bit of residual sweetness and some full body. So that won't be bad. We'll see how it turns out. The first running gravity's 1076, 78, somewhere in there. So you gotta love it when your pre-boil gravity is where your estimated original gravity is. See if I can get that. This is always fun. Here. There you go. Can you see that? 1060. Jeez. I tell you. I don't know. I also forgot to mention earlier in my first clip, this is going to be a short and shoddy brew day, attempting to reduce the mash time, so I pretty much started running off at about 35 minutes instead of, I was shooting for 30, but oh well. 35 minutes, and then the boil is going to be 30 minutes, and then I'll do kind of a 30-minute whirlpool, 20-30 minute whirlpool. The only hop addition is the whirlpool hops, so going for that. Some of the notes on this Evergarden yeast is that it doesn't accentuate the bittering hops. So I don't know what that means, but Escarpment recommends that you do only whirlpool and dry hop, so that's what I'm going for. Heck yeah! So that's where we're at. The boil is started. I don't think I can flip this around, but I'll show you what we got. Ooh, yeah. Well, the kettle started. The boil has not started yet, but she's pretty full. Should end up with 10 and a half, 11 gallons. I pretty much was bang on my water volumes, so I'm surprised. If anything, I was a little bit over that water volume, but so I'm kind of surprised that it's not a fuller kettle, but estimate was like 12.85 gallons in the kettle, and I'm definitely there. So, all right, I'll be back after we get to the point where we drop some hops. Cheers! It is time to drop some hops. And I did get a distraction, of course. That's all right, though. One of my neighbors popped by. But we got the Hydra. First time doing a 10-gallon batch with the Hydra chiller. We went about 35 minutes, 40 minutes on a boil, and chilled it to 180 in about 2 minutes. So I'm going to throw these hops in. We got 4 ounces of Citra, 4 ounces of Amarillo, and 2 ounces of Vic Secret. Quiet on the set!
Sorry.
And there we go. Hop soup. Alrighty. Be back when it's time to fill some fermenters. There we go. This is the first pressure ferment on the Frumzilla. And then I'm also doing a secondary fermenter with no pressure. And then I'll see if I can taste the difference between the two. So yeah, that's a hoppy looking son of a gun right there. Boom. So here we are, less than 24 hours. Listen to that. Absolutely raging. Evergarden Kvike blend. And fermenting it about 80 degrees. 81. Yeah, so once it was done fermenting, I wanted to pressure transfer, and so that I stumbled in that around a little bit on that. I had to put some fittings together, stuff that I didn't have assembled, a transfer line to go between 2 ball locks, so I got that sorted. Needed a way to get pressure into the thing, which wasn't too bad. This is the ball lock, gas in, boom. But then I was looking at it and I said, geez, I need to come up with a rig to move my, standard carboy instead of doing the stupid auto siphon, which I'm not a huge fan of. It's, I always think I'm always leery that it's going to be pulling air in and, oxidizing the beer. So I went ahead and spent a few minutes and rigged up some tubing and everything, and actually got it to work great. And so I kegged both of them with a, I guess, what do you call it? Closed transfer? Sure. Okay. So pressure transferred both into kegs, got them all carved up, and this is the pressure fermented one, and I actually have the line disconnected right now for the other one, so I'll probably take a break here, come back, and you can look at them side by side. But here's a photo of what they look like. As you can see, there's not really much difference. This is, just gravity samples that I pulled, and don't really see much of a difference there. So depending on how long they last in the keg, we can see if they pick up some oxidation there for whatever reason. I don't think there will be much because of the closed transfer, and it's always under a blanket of CO2 when it's fermenting, so really minimal exposure, if any. The only time that either one of these beers had any O2 exposure was during the dry hop edition. taste-wise, this is absolutely my best New England IPA to date. I used a Kvike blend. As I mentioned, I think in the footage, that's the Ebergarden Kvike blend from Escarpment Labs. And I don't have the details in front of me. Maybe I'll put them up in some text here. But it's basically a blend of a bunch of different Kvikes, and it's supposed to bring guava, I think. I'm really not getting guava. Maybe a touch. What I love about this beer, though, I mean, the hops are just so pronounced, and it probably would be even without a pressure ferment, because the dang thing was, 5 ounces, only 5 ounces in the whole, in it, let's say, in a 5-gallon batch, it was 5 ounces, and then 5 ounces of dry hops. So, I mean, it's fairly substantial. So, anyway, I think those are the numbers. I think that's right on the dry hop or the hop additions, but yeah, pretty happy. So, other than that, some other home brewing stuff I've got going on. I got some new old glassware. These are pretty awesome. I have a set of 8 of these. They're from my grandfather's bar. So once they kind of closed up the estate, it was agreed that I should have these. So I'm grateful that I'm able to get these. They're all, these are hand blown. They're probably 40 to 50 years old. And they're awesome. Not sure how much they hold. I haven't measured them out yet, but got to be at least a 12-ounce glass. I got this style as well, which is pretty darn cool. But this one I really like because it's got that cool little finger bulb on it. But yeah, very happy with that. It's not really homebrewing related, but it's bar related. I've also got a beer going into the Peach State Brew Off, which I've got to go deliver this week. The entries are due this Saturday, so I'll get that delivered. I'm only entering one beer, and I'm entering what they say is probably the toughest category, which is the Pale European Lager. So I'm doing a Czech lager, the premium Czech lager, and so that's a Ryan Rashan recipe that he took a gold in 2017 NHC, I think. So I use different yeast. We'll see how I do. It's a freaking great beer. The keg kicked fast, so real happy with it. I think it was 5.2% ABV. Beautiful beer. All right, I'm gonna close with that. Wish me luck in the competition. Wish me luck in trying to keep up with some videos. Yeah, and I'm probably gonna be brewing this weekend. Not sure what yet, but might be doing a lager under pressure. So we'll see how it goes. Until next time, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And until then, home brew up. Cheers.